cybersecurity along with the skills to implement cybersecurity at various levels or at various, because cybersecurity is very overwhelming, very, very large area, right? And getting to know about cybersecurity at which layer, which perimeter, what is the landscape of cybersecurity from an enterprise to moving on to implement these controls to defend your organization is a very daunting task. And as you are aware, CISSP is one of the golden certificates, we say that, in cybersecurity. If you clear CISSP, you have reached somewhere in understanding cybersecurity as a whole. So this program, with the help of CyberNows and many of our industry mentors, we bring to you a very, very specific, custom curated, deeper program for you to work on, right? So let me take, I think, let me just take, I'll take back, I'll give you back, sorry, okay. Okay, so we have with us Manoj Sharma, and before I introduce Manoj Sharma, let me also introduce us for those who are new to Reva University and Reva Academy for Corporate Excellence. I am Dr. Shrinu Abi, the Director for Corporate Training here. Along with me, my whole team is also supporting this program, and we have a sprawling, beautiful campus in North Bangalore, where we have also set up a training facility for working professionals to continue their education and keep up the trends of the market as per the latest technologies. So Reva University hosts about 15,000 students plus 2,000 staff catering to them. And across these faculty, we have 50, almost 100 courses, which we run for the fresh students. But what we represent here is Reva Academy for Corporate Excellence, which is a very, very special entity where we cater to not just the fresh students, but actually the working professionals who have already graduated, but are looking for improving their academic profiles with some of the latest technologies. So what we do here is three things. We do master's programs, we do customized programs, we do consulting projects, which all leading to research and knowledge enhancement and skill enhancement. And the focus areas we work are data science, AI, cybersecurity, and all these silos are now today are breaking, right? Cybersecurity is now, I think AI is one of the common factor across all these areas that which we focus on. So we do a lot of interdisciplinary programs as well, research and projects as well. And we are actually privileged to get this ecosystem going. We have been training 1,000 plus mid and senior executives with the help of about 50 plus senior industry leaders as trainers and mentors. And we have been getting great support from industries, including, say, Manoj Sharma, who is a veteran in the field, has been helping us to curate this course, along with Sridhar Govardhan, Sandeep Vijayaraghavan, Dr. Paras, Dr. Ram Kumar, who are all been helping us for almost 7-8 years now, designing programs on a continuous level. We also help you in placements and lateral movements within your organization or outside your organization, because we definitely feel that knowledge with skill must lead to improving your career progression, right? So we actually help many of the senior people to move up in their career ladder as well. And a lot of it, we know our work can be seen in our YouTube video. And I would request my team to post the Reva Online YouTube video, the link as well, so that you can go through. We have this excellent set of people currently going through various of our programs from various companies. And I'm sure a lot of you are also coming with varied experience from various places. In this program, we would use some of the cloud partners, which we are working already. AWS and Azure are our go-to cloud partners here. So once you get a reva.edu.in as an email ID, once you join our program, or those who have registered already would have received it, you will get a complete ecosystem what RAISE is able to offer. So what we always say is that CISSP is definitely will give you a good landscape, but then can you go and implement? Can you go and ensure that you have the right skill sets to implement cybersecurity? That's where we would use some of the cloud tools to help you build those labs for you to develop that skills, plus the projects which are part of this program, right? And some of the master's programs, and if you are looking for a long-term master's program, and if you haven't done your master's, please do look at some of these programs. These are top ranked programs by various industry agencies, which includes even best programs in ROI. So in terms of career placements, that we have excellent track record of about 70% average hike to almost 500% average hike after this program. And we also do customized short-term trainings. Now coming back to what the program entails. Again, thanks for joining this orientation. We are hoping that at the end of the program, you would decide how this program is going to change your thinking, understand the bigger landscape, network with people, network with what kind of problems that you can solve with this program, right? So it's going to be a 3 months program. That means it's not a short-term program that you can learn cybersecurity just like that. We don't believe in reels and Instagram post and all that, because you know that it sounds good for the time being, but you know that inside there is a hollowness that which we all feel. So it's a 3 months longer program for you to equip yourself, not just to get a CISSP certification. We also know that a lot of them are certified, but then we don't know, no, can I sell this skill and get a job, or get not just job? Can you defend an organization? That's what organizations are paying you for, right? So it's a little long term compared to our masters. We would say it is, for us, it is one of the short term program, and we have flexi timing here. So I know we are all busy with your life and your job and your family and all that, and finding time on your weekend is a major decision that you are taking. We really appreciate the sacrifice that you are doing. So we would be a little flexible. We may have sessions on evenings, about Fridays, say 6:30 to 8:30, and then on Saturdays we would finalize that once no, we settle down into the program. Totally, we have planned about 150 hours of live training. That means majority, almost one third or say two-thirds is CISSP, because that is a very, very fundamental basic that you require to get onto the world of cybersecurity, especially if you are new to this. So all the 8 domains that you would get onto, almost 88 hours of training, and followed by, there are about 32 hours that we would follow one framework, which is ISO 27001 2022, where we would help you to implement those controls in a practical way. And today, data privacy and DPDP law is enforced upon companies, and lot of job opportunities as data privacy officers, or anything around data anonymizing the data, as well as ensuring that the data confidentiality is kept. There are a lot of job opportunities which is coming in, which is about 24 hours, right? And who is teaching this? The people who have walked the talk. We don't have any academic faculty teaching this program, though we are from the university. We bring some of the best of the industry mentors who have excellent track records. So say Manoj is going to introduce himself, but then he has multiple, he has built cybersecurity for, he was part of defense, and he has also been part of some of the marquee global 500 Fortune companies. Plus, he is also a very well-known CISSP trainer, has multiple YouTube videos as well as Udemy courses, which he is successfully running, right? And some of the other mentors also that we would be introducing you. But today we will look at the major part of it, because a lot of people worry about, it's an expensive course, because of course there are a lot of courses which you can do, a quick YouTube video. There are a lot of things available. But what we will do here is that we stand by you till you clear your exam. So that means the mentors here, all of us here, are committed to your success, right? We don't want you to just join this program and then take another another 5 go around and see that what exactly I should do to clear CISSP or this advanced diploma. So this is a twin certification, as you are aware, that you will get access to all around CISSP, plus you will also get an advanced diploma in cybersecurity. And this especially for the people who know who wants to get onto a cybersecurity profile quickly. I think this is one of the best program that you should look at. Okay, and Manoj is going to take over and talk about how this whole program, at least the CISSP part of it, and later I'll come back and talk about the rest of the programs. Okay, so excited that you will make this opportunity as a life transitioning program and be part of this whole ecosystem of helping everyone to build their career up, and looking forward to listening. Please note your questions here. We will come back and answer all that queries that you have. And this is also going to be a campus. In fact, Manoj and all of us are in the campus. We have a beautiful campus here. You are welcome to even walk today. Even after this webinar, you can come in the afternoon and meet all of us. And those who are looking for a hybrid program, that option is also available. Okay, we want you to learn. That's it. Whether you like meeting us in person and learning, that we of course recommend, or you want to learn in the comfort of your home, whichever is it, but learn. I think that's the the ultimate aim of all of us. Not just learn, but apply and build your career, because I'm sure everyone has a vested interest in joining these programs. So whatever your interest is, let hope that we will be able to cater to that interest and make you succeed. So Manoj, a quick intro that he has been a CISSP trainer. In fact, he left his very successful industry career and got into training because he thought that the knowledge has to be shared for the success of the new generation which is coming up. And an amazing lot of high endorsements on his CISSP training, because you will see that the custom curated 100-day plan with very beautifully generated video content, the custom made notes, plus almost 1,000+ scenarios, quizzes based on that you can clear your CISSP. So we are so glad, Manoj, to have you here, and hoping that you will, your session is going to be very exciting. Over to you.
Thanks, ma'am. Hi, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Guys, before we start, just a quick check. Can you guys put up the kind of experience you have right now into cybersecurity or maybe IT field right now? Just a quick survey so that I can be more focused towards your, I can give you some more better advice, right, based on that.
You can put it in the chat if you can.
Yeah,
how many years of experience?
Just put it on the chat. You don't need to have an intro session for the same. You can just put it on the chat.
Vinu says IT 14, cybersec 0, want to explore cybersecurity. Very good.
Okay, fantastic. I think so good enough, experience, and I'm very happy because this is where it actually plays out.
It's not coming.
Okay. So you're able to see this. Okay, team. So as Shilu madam has already told, right? This is how this particular program has been curated for those people who want to climb up the leadership level in their organizations. And this is the perfect course which actually not only give you the kind of knowledge you need to actually thrive as a leader. At the same time, it will also give you a lot of hands-on where you are going to go and implement the entire information security management system in the company, and also take up, because previously, as you know, DPD coming up now, so there's a huge scope of enhancing your career out there as well. So we have included that as well into this entire program, and you are going to get the training from well-known instructors. They are very known faces out there. Okay. Sorry for the interruption, guys. So let's continue. And as you know, I just told you, right? This is curated with CISSP in picture, so that you get all the kind of thought process which you need to have to establish yourself as a leader. And ISO 27001 and the privacy DPDP law and the privacy curriculum we are going to teach. So this is going to establish you from the hands-on perspective as well. So that's how this particular program has been curated. I wouldn't talk much because on this particular thing, because already you know what CISSP stands for and how important it is, right? Almost every second cybersecurity professional, they want to achieve CISSP. There's a gold standard in cybersecurity, right? And then ISO 27001, 32 hours on ISO 27001. And there's a lot of things, including practical and hands-on lab we are going to have with you. Then on the data privacy and DPDP law, and we are going to spend some good time, including all the practical implementation of the privacy framework and the kind of tools and things which you need to know from a privacy perspective. And this is the pool of the mentors who are going to teach you all this kind of stuff. I'm not sure why my name is on the very left. My name should be actually on the last, because there are very, very big names on this particular panel. Sridhar sir, Sandeep sir, Ram sir, Paras sir, Shinu ma'am. I think everybody knows them, to a very great level. I have been more into CISSP stuff, so that's why you find me here. But just a small intro about myself as well. If you ask me, I'm a born coach. I'm not just a trainer who just deliver and go away. And that is what people know me for as well, because a coach is very different from a trainer, right? A coach is somebody who stand by you as your elder brother all the time, standing with you at the time of when you are getting demotivated, when you need the right direction, when you don't get to know the things and all of it. So that is where the coach helps you. When it comes to my profile, I have almost like 17 cybersecurity certifications with me. Mentioning all of them on the screen may not be apt. So that is why you can also connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm also providing, apart from training, I also provide consulting as well. So you can be assured of that all the content which is going to come to you is going to be very, very practical and hands-on perspective. So that will help you to establish the perspective and all of it. You all know, but let me go through this. Certified Information System Security Professional. We call it as Information System Security Professional because in IT, there are a lot of information system, let it be systems, let it be IoT devices, let it be CCTV camera, let it be servers, let it be applications and all of it. All of those IT information system, we have to manage them in a secure way. And that's what company is hiring you for, right? So that is why this Certified Information System Security Professional is a very renowned certification. It was the first one which was endorsed by the Department of Defense. And it has been brought up by a wonderful organization called as the International Information System Security Certification Consortium. I know it's quite a mouthful, so we call it normally as ISC2. It's a non-profitable organization, and they are maintaining the certification in the highest of the standard. There are a lot of certifications around, but the kind of thrill you are going to get is CISSP. So you will get to know more as we progress further. Now, the fundamental part. Many of you might be thinking, right? Why CISSP? Everybody is now behind CISSP, isn't it? Why companies require CISSPs? You know what? Every business exists because end of the day, they need to make profits. And cybersecurity exists because the business processes has to be run in a secure way. And that is why the existence of the cybersecurity itself. But the problem statement is business has their own language. They talk in terms of, ROI, investment, all of those kind of stuff. And whereas most of the cybersecurity professionals, they are highly technical. They are expertise in their area, but they are not able to communicate security in the better way. So that is the reason why we need to bridge this gap. There are people required who can understand business, who can understand cybersecurity as well. And they can bridge this gap with their management decision making and all of it. So this entire CISSP will enable you to take those critical risk-based decisions in the company as a leader, which you need to take. And it is not completely managerial. Let me tell you very, very honestly. Managerial angle is there, but at the same time, you are going to be an expert into all the technologies, not from a hands-on perspective, but at the same time, you will be understanding how a particular technology actually works. So that's very, very critical in any of the scenarios. Okay. So CISSP has its own domain. There are total 8 domains, and you need to know that. And let me tell you, like, why is this a complete certification by itself? Domain number one, you are going to wear a hat of a security governance guy. Like you have to get into the shoes of a CISO and try to think. Let's say company has recently hired you as a CISO. You are going to set up security for them. What are the kind of things you are going to take care, and what are the kind of requirement you will understand when you are going to set up your security? That's the mindset of which domain number one is going to give you. The later half of the domain number one is talking about risk management, because you know what, entire cybersecurity is nothing but a risk management function, isn't it? End of the day, it is IT risk which you are kind of controlling by implementing cybersecurity or information security. You are going to get this perspective. You are going to think like a risk manager. So that is what this entire mix of these things you are going to get into number one. This domain is the fundamental of the entire cybersecurity by itself. So all other domains, after this fundamentally set up, all other domains, they revolve around risk based on this particular domain. In domain number two, you are going to talk about asset security. So don't just think asset is something hardware or something like that. The asset, the word itself is all about the information, because information is the new oil, and anytime this particular information is either stored somewhere, it is getting processed somewhere, or it is getting transmitted from one place to another place. So you need to manage all those assets, including information and the information which is placed on the information systems. You have to manage all of them. And the first thing you need to know is, how do I identify what assets I'm going to secure? You need to have a strong inventory management system and those kind of stuff, right? And then based on that, you give asset valuation, you define asset owners and all of those kind of things. Then you define baselines as per the requirements, and then you implement security, data governance, and all these kind of stuff. So that is the kind of perspective you are going to get from the asset security domain. Fundamentally, you are going to think like a data governance guy. Domain number three is very different. So in this one, you are going to think like a security architect. So completely a architect hat is what you are going to wear when you are architecturing, or when you designing, or when are you implementing these kind of controls. So that is the perspective here. We are going to talk about cryptography a lot. We are going to talk about other things like physical security and everything. So purely from an architecture perspective. In domain number four, it's very interesting and most of the time very challenging for people, because that is where you need to understand the fundamentals of network and communication security. So this domain is where you are going to architect a network for a particular company, and the kind of latest different technologies and whatever comes up, right? You need to understand the core of those technologies. For example, how do CDN work? How do VPC work? How do NAT works? How do NAC works? Network access control and all those kind of stuff, right? And then you need to relate these concepts, how you are going to secure your networks from any kind of threats. So that's the kind of management you can think of as a network architect guy. You are going to understand in domain number four. In domain number five, you are going to go wear a very, very different hat, and that is all about identity and access management. You are the guy who is going to give access to the people based on need to know and least privilege. How do these things happens in a particular company, and how the entire access control systems are kind of set up? What are the authentication things which you have, multi-factor authentication, passwordless authentication, and so on, new technologies coming down, right? So we are going to talk about all of this. And apart from this, many companies are going on cloud now. using identity as a service, and they get integrated with on-prem as well. There is hybrid architecture which they follow. How does these identities are kind of synced and linked and all of those kind of stuff. So you're going to get a perfect, you can say, the entire knowledge of the entire identity and access management. Then we come on security assessment. This is where you guys are going to wear a hat of a architect. Sorry, as a hat of an auditor, as an auditor, as a tester, and as an assessor. So in this particular domain, you are going to talk about what an auditor looks for, where the assessment need to happen, and where you need to go and implement security testing. Let's say penetration testing, software testing, vulnerability testing, and all these kind of stuff, right? So this is going to give you a complete perspective of the assurance framework, which is very, very important component in the entire company governance. Domain number 7, we focus on security operations. Now, this is where we are going to talk about what a security guy does from a day-to-day perspective. Believe me, 95% of the time, whatever you are doing is you are managing changes. So you need to understand how we manage change. How do we manage configuration? Many people think change management, configuration management is the same thing. No, they are not same. We are going to talk about a lot of those kind of terms, right, where the fine line difference is very, very thin. So after this entire thing, you'll get a lot of clarity. We are also going to talk about how you are going to monitor your entire cybersecurity infrastructure by setting up the SIM solution, how the SIM solutions at the end of the day actually works, how you're going to pull up the logs, how you manage the logs, all of it. And then end of the day, when your SIM solution identify a critical, let's say, deviation, all right, how do you take it as an incident? How do you triage? How do you, then you do and follow the entire incident response process? End of the day, if there are 100 threats coming, might be 10 out of them may be incidents, and out of those 10, maybe 3 of them might be worth investigating as well. That is where you are also going to wear a hat of a investigator as well. You need to also understand what is digital forensics and all those kind of stuff. Then fundamentally, because these things is from an ongoing perspective, you need to do a lot of planning as well. When you have to plan, you need to also understand, okay, what is that resiliency we can set up? Because you don't want single point of failures in your entire infrastructure, right? So how you're going to set up the resiliency from the system perspective, from data basis perspective, from application perspective, from component perspective, all of it. And then sometimes your site might itself hit by a flood. How you're going to then survive, how you're going to trigger your business continuity and disaster recovery plan. So those are the kind of things which we are going to understand in domain number 7. And finally, the last domain is quite interesting. I'm not sure how many of you might be comfortable talking about software and the things. Not many people in cybersecurity are comfortable with that, but that is where you need to get a little bit outside from your comfort zone. And we are going to talk about security in the software development environment by itself, right? On this slide, you also see some percentages given for each and every domain. That is how it is. One very important thing to check here is you cannot leave a single domain. You have to be a champion of all to pass the CISSP exam. So that's the kind of critical things. You cannot ignore a particular domain just because you don't like it. So that's how it is the only certification which gives you the complete picture of the entire cybersecurity. Guys, I'm going to tell you, after going through this entire stuff, the way you talk to your leadership, the way you talk to with your peers, the way you think, and the way you go and attend interviews, everything is going to change, fundamentally changing. If you're not able to relate a single CISSP concept with practical own work, then there is no use of doing CISSP by itself. Your first thing should be, how do I relate it to my real this thing? How do I relate it at work? And then you go with it. So I think you guys have now a very good insight of what are we going to cover as part of your CISSP stuff. Let me now take you further and talk about the certification part. how you're going to maintain designation. It's just not a certification, guys. It's a designation. And how you maintain designation? You have to commit yourself. And by enrolling into this program, you are committing yourself. Once you are committed, I am going to do your goal setting. I have a particular session I'm going to take with you to set up your goals, because I know all of you might be working professionals and finding time might be a challenge. So if CISSP is not on priority, then it may go in a different direction. That is why in this program, there's a lot of tracking as well, which I'm going to talk about in just a while. You have to prepare well, and when people start preparing for it, generally they are lost. Let me tell you, because if you go and search on internet, you will find a lot many people talking about CISSPs. Many of them might not be clear about their own concepts, but they start teaching, and that's how the thing actually starts. I see a lot of traps. A lot of the dumps which are available on internet are waste. It's simple waste of time, and they're just to demotivate you, because they have been made hard just because to give you a feeling of hardness, but actually they are nowhere close to the real CISSP questions. So that is why I am solving this problem for you in this entire program. I am going to be a coach and mentor to guide you through this entire thing. You just have to enter into the process, and I will tell you how the things will happen. When I ask you in the entire program, you are not going to book your exam by yourself. I'm a kind of guy, if you sit with me half an hour, I will ask you certain questions. If you are having the right, you can say, approach to answer that particular question, I can then and there tell you, yes, you are going to pass your CISSP and you book your exam. So I am going to tell you when you need to book your exam. You don't have to take your self decisions and get confused. Okay, is it right time for me to book the exam? No worries about it. I am here to take care of the same. After you pass your CISSP exam, you directly don't get certified. You have to go through an endorsement process, and in that endorsement process as well, I am going to help you out. I have almost endorsed more than 207 people. I think yesterday itself I filed one more endorsement. So you can see I am one of the highest endorsers for ISC2 right now. All right. So you can think of. Then after your endorsement is kind of validated, you get certified for it. You get your CISSP designation. And once you get that designation, the only thing with you is to maintain. And how do you maintain? You need to go and complete some, you can say, continual professional education points. That means you need to provide a evidence to ISC2 that you are constantly learning and improving as a cybersecurity professional. And you're also promoting the cybersecurity profession, just like I am doing right now. I am trying to bring in more and more people for CISSP to get certified. I am getting more and more people into cybersecurity. That is what you also need to do as part of being a CISSP. So that's a life cycle, how you're going to maintain it. Believe me, you can maintain this certification for the entire life. You don't need to get recertified after, let's say, 3 years. Do it once, maintain the designation, and that's all. Okay, so let me get into this particular thing. I know many of you might be thinking exam is the challenge. Yes, that's a challenge, and quite a good challenge, I would say, because normal exams, whenever you go and give a certification exam, what happens? There are fixed number of questions, right? That is what, and you are done with it. But here, the count of questions, they are going to range from 100 to 150. And why is it so? Because there is something called as computerized adaptive test. There is an algorithm which is working in the backend all the time. And the moment you answer one question, the next question will be dynamically generated based on your previous scoring. Let's say you are not able to answer a question right, then the particular algorithm is going to check you or pinpoint you again and again on the same concept, because they want to get the assurance that you know your stuff. So it's not only you who is proving to the exam, it is also the algorithm who is also trying to find out, do you know your concept? So that's how it makes very, very interesting. Out of these 100 to 150 questions, 25 questions are research questions. Just like in cryptography, right? We add up some random values, right, to make sure there is no patterns. So same here as well in CISSP exam as well. There are 25 questions which are research questions. They are not counted against your scoring, but at the same time, guys, there is no way to identify those as well. Okay, sometimes there are questions which are very lengthy as well, and for that I will tell you some other techniques. How do we answer that? All of it. The exam is a costly exam. You have to go and spend $749 plus the GST if you are in India, obviously. And if you want to reschedule the exam, it's $50. If you want to cancel the exam once booked, then you have to pay $100, and then you can get your money back. So that's how it is, but it's completely a worth investment. You all are here with me because you are ready to invest in yourself, not just money wise. Forget about money wise, it's a very small thing, right? The bigger thing is you are going to spend your time and effort with me. That's kind of the most important thing, and you need to show that commitment. I will show you how I keep you on track. Then you can see, I told you, right? In 3 years, you need to submit 120 CPs, and that is how you can maintain on an annual basis as well. You have to pay $135 to ISC2. That's how. You can see my certification below. That is where I have renewed it 3 times already, and automatically it's happening because I am maintaining my CISSP in the good standing. So feel free to drop in more questions into the chat window so that I can take them at the end of the session for sure. We are going to have a Q&A session. I know you might have some questions when it comes to the exams. Now, I want to take you into a little different direction, and I want to give you the real world truth. Nobody knows how many percentage of the people they pass CISSP. Some people say only 20%. If you ask me my personal opinion, nothing like 20%. It should be at least 50 to 60%. That is what I think, based on my experience and all of it. Because I have a staggering success rate of like 90, 95% somewhere, where people pass. Hardly one or two guys who are not good at giving the exams itself. Might have occasionally one or two have dropped. Otherwise, most of them are clear. So that's why let's talk about those factors which we say, right? CISSP is tough and people feel CISSP. So let's talk about this a little. So here I have done a critical failure analysis for you from a CISSP perspective. Why people fail CISSP? What is the root cause? When you are preparing for CISSP, there are few mistakes which people actually does. Some of them are referring too much content. And believe me, there's a lot of content over the internet. A lot of content, which is individually, if you refer them, maybe good. But they're not in a proper sequence. They are not properly arranged and everything. That can definitely make you out of focus at any point of time because the content itself is huge. And when you have to refer different sources for this kind of stuff, there will be a lot of difference. I tell you. Like, for example, let me tell you, if you understand Kerberos as a topic, identity and access management, right, from Sean Harris, and you read CBK, and you read Cybex. These are the 3 top books which people always refer, right, for CISSP. Believe me, if you're going to understand at least this concept from at least two books, you are going to get confused. Completely more confused than you are now currently. That's how it is. Because different authors have put up in their own perspective. And I see a lot of mistakes as well. Sorry to say that. With proper honor, I have due respect for everyone, but there are some problems in there. So referring too much stuff can be a problem for sure. Trying to memorize everything. The another problem which people do while preparing for CISSP, they think like it's an academic exam. So they start making 500 pages notes and this and that, and end of the day, they end up writing their own book in the form of notes. That's what is this happening, right, guys? It's not about memorization. CISSP is all about understanding the logic, the why part of it. And that is where your focus should be there. Yes, there will be acronyms which you have never come across in your previous career or any time, right? But I will give you some advice on that. It's very easy to come across, believe me, right? So that's what it is. Then often people search on internet and they try to check, okay, let me search for some CISSP questions, all of it, and they start answering it. There are a lot of dumps also available. Believe me, there are a lot of them. But are they really close to the real CISSP exam? Believe me, guys, nowhere. So you are just hitting around the woods because you are not clear what is going to come in the exam, what kind of questions comes in the exam. So it's nothing, either it is going to waste your time or it is going to, I would say, sometimes demotivate you as well. Why is it so? Let's say you go and attempt a dump and they have been intensely crafted, very, very difficult, just because to give you that particular field. You are not able to score, let's say 70% in that, you score 50 or 40%. Ultimately, you are going to get demotivated. And what will happen over a period of time? You will leave it. Obviously, you will end up leaving it. You will think, no, CISSP is not my cup of tea. Believe me, guys, it's not new. It is happening with a lot of people, right? So that's a very, very important thing. The next thing is monkey age. Now, what is this monkey age? It's quite interesting. I have seen a lot of people today, they are going to refer one thing. Tomorrow, they are going to jump onto the another thing. Third day, they are going to jump on the third thing. They land up nowhere. That's the truth. They land up nowhere. You have to follow one particular book, the one particular author, or the one particular trainer or the coach, and then just believe it. That is how it has to be. That's very, very important part, right? That is why people start thinking to do CISSP, and I see them and meet after 10 years as well. They say, no, I'm still thinking. So that's how it happens. Okay. Now, next, very, very important thing. You need to be ready to invest in yourself. There is no better investment than investing on your knowledge, right? I hope you will agree with me on that point, right? That's very, very important, guys. So when I ask you to go and book the exam, you don't have to think twice. Don't even think. If I am saying you that you now should go and book the exam, you should go and book the exam, because this happens with most of my students. They feel, sir, you are saying me I should book the exam. I don't feel prepared. And they pass the exam. Believe me, that's how it happens. Because as a coach, I have that eye to identify who's going to pass, who's not going to pass. And that is what I have learned in the last 10 years, teaching thousands of people for CISSP, having so many endorsements. So that's how it is. Now, during the exam, one of the failure reason is during the exam, what happens? The biggest problem is some of the people, they don't even understand how do I comprehend the question right. It's not about English. It's not just about English. It is also about the way you comprehend it. If you comprehend the question right, 50% of the issue is resolved. But that is what I see when people reach out to me, failing their first attempt, and they reach out to me, sir, I failed. The first thing I ask them, show me your scorecard. And when they show me the scorecard, this is the only pattern which I see. They are not able to comprehend the question right. So that's account to a lot of failure stories out there. The next thing is lack of the right mindset. Guys, CISSP exam is just not a technical exam. It's not a purely management exam. You have to settle down in middle somewhere, need to identify which question is a knowledge-based question, which question is more of a management question, and then you have to apply your mindset. In which one the concept is going to help you, in which one concept plus your approach is going to help you. So that right mindset is the most important thing in the entire CISSP exam. So people don't follow it. Normally, if you ask me, studying the CISSP content is very different than actually going and giving the exam. Believe me, just going through the content is not enough. You need to know how the exam pattern is, what kind of questions come in, what kind of English. I used to call it as English, right? So English also plays a very important part. They are not going to give serve you a cake. They are not going to give you a simple keyword which you might have read through the book. They might give it a different name or a different sense you have to make out of it. So that's very, very important. Then anxiety and lack of focus. Sometimes people are too worried when they go to the exam and they focus on, okay, time is less, I will fail, all that kind of things going on in the back end, and that is why people fail. That's one of the important. Next thing is time management. Some people are not able to do the time management correct. So what you need to do before you go for the exam, go and attempt some mock test. There are a lot of mock tests as well. I also have it on Udemy, and perfect one which you must appear for before you go to the exam. So that's some of the failure reasons why people fail CISSP. Now, here is a caution for you, because this session is not just to motivate you to get into this program. This program is going to be rigorous, right? And if you are not ready for it, you don't feel you are going to put in that level of passion and everything into it, this program is not for you. Number one. Second thing, if you think you are going to memorize and clear it, no guys, it's not going to happen. This program is not for you. The third important thing, this particular program is not for you if you are hesitant in investing in your own learning. You might join this program, but later on, you are not ready to invest for the exam. Everything is going to go for a toss. I want you to be committed on these fronts, and that is how you are going to pass CISSP. One more additional filtering rule here. If you are not able to relate any CISSP topic, any CISSP concept, there are a lot of concepts in CISSP, right? If you're not able to relate them to the real world and you just think I will mug it up and give it, no guys, it's not going to happen. Let me tell you here again. So these are the parameters. If you feel all this filtering mechanism is not a worry for you, I want to get into this, I want to learn more, then let me give you a wonderful program which we are going to follow with Reva and with excellent mentors and the infrastructure we have. Let me tell you about the CISSP preparation program. This is the only end-to-end CISSP preparation program. Most of the time, when you go and start preparing for CISSP, you search for a training, you search for a coach. Most of the training you find are bootcamp trainings. This is not at all a bootcamp. It's an end-to-end preparation program. I have people who are from HR and they were able to clear CISSP. I have people who are only just 2 years of experience in cybersecurity and they cleared CISSP exam. So that is how this entire program has been crafted to take you from that level and make you successful. Okay. This particular program is not something I just curated in just referring some content and I created this. It took entire 8 years for me to do a deep dive research after training thousands and thousands of people on CISSP. And then I have created this program. The program name is CISSP Success Toolkit. I call it a toolkit because everything you need to pass is included in the toolkit by itself. You are going to follow a rigorous schedule for the 100 days. Let me tell you one thing very upfront. It's a continuous investment program. What I mean to say by that is you need to invest at least 1.5 hours to 2 hours every day for your study. You have to integrate this habit in your learning curriculum. You have to make it habitful. And once you do it, I have the perfect program. You just have to enter into the channel, and then everything is very well structured. I'm going to take you through this journey, and believe me, it's not something new. Many people have already passed CISSP. Some of them who are more aggressive, who are more passionate, also pass CISSP in just 50 days. And you can see this on the YouTube channel of mine. You can see that. So it's something, a program which is tried and tested. We have already ran on this like 39 batches and with a lot of success stories. So it is not something new. You can also check my LinkedIn profile and all of it. You can find a lot of success stories. Now, number one, this entire CISSP Success Toolkit is just not another online program for you. It's a completely end-to-end mentorship. I prefer myself to be called as a coach rather than a trainer. Right? And there's a difference between a coach and a trainer. I think I've discussed just about you, right? So a trainer is somebody who plays with you, who go and run with you on the ground and help you to get struggle, right? So that's the kind of program. let's say, what happens if you want to reduce weight and you go to a gym. When you go to the gym, and the trainer start doing all the exercises for you, all the heavy weight and lifting and deadlift and all of these things with you, are you ever going to lose weight? No, right? A coach is somebody who actually make you to work and stand by you to correct you in terms of posture, the kind of mindset and the kind of thinking process and all of it. That is exactly what I do in this program. All the people, before they go and appear for the exam, they call me, right? In Indian tradition, we call it as a Ashirwad. And the moment they are coming for the out of the exam hall, I'm the first person they are calling. So there is a lot of value when it comes to one-to-one mentoring, right? People charge a lot of money just for giving their hours to people, but here it is all passion. It is unlimited, even to the level that the kind of the dashboard you are going to get in there is a button every time available for you. You can go and book a session with me anytime. So that's the level of mentorship which we are going to have in this program. Now let me take you inside the program. It is called as a three-headed approach. And believe me, it's very, very important because many people do this mistake while preparing for CISSP. Number one, you are going to get daily targets. Daily targets of going through the videos, the daily target for going through my notes, and the third thing is you need to practice as well on a daily basis. So there are inbuilt videos, there are inbuilt notes, and there are inbuilt quiz into the entire program, and this will happen, all three things will happen on a daily basis. Once everything happens, you know what? You have to go and update your scoring or update your progress on a daily basis on a tracker. And that is how I'm going to track you. Then on the weekend, we are going to spend time at Reva going through entire stretch of the things in the live classroom training here at Reva. With the best of the infrastructure and the best of the trainers, I'm going to give you a complete picture of how the things will happen. And believe me, these sessions are just not to talk about theory. These sessions are also preparing your mindset for the CISSP exam. And that's how, we are going to do it. Then the next thing is, it's not a 40 hours of training. It's not a 50 hours of training. We are going to spend 88 hours as part of the program. But believe me, it's going to go way beyond that, because at least 80 hours of training you are also going to get on the portal. Then I will also allow you guys to join my weekly live trainings as well, which are scheduled at 8:30 every Wednesday. And that is where there is no agenda for those sessions. It is purely the the student-driven classes. You tell me, sir, this is the topic I want you to cover today. And there is no presentation, nothing, purely traditional Indian way of learning. That is how we go about it. Okay. And then you have to go and update your progress on a daily tracker as well. So it's not only on the weekend, that is where we are going to meet. We are also going to meet during the weekdays as well. I'm going to spend time with you and make you motivated in all of it. 88 plus hours of classroom training and live exam practice. That is what we are going to practice in the live session. I highly recommend you guys come to the campus. And in here, there's a lot more even you can think. It's just not about getting into the classes. It's also about making a network of professionals, a circle. A lot of students are coming here, all industry experts and everything. And then there are mentors as well. You can touch base with them one-to-one. So this way, it will also help you to enhance your networking and also learn their perspectives as well. Believe me, all the trainings here we do is very hands-on. It's just not theory, right? So that's something very, very important. Then one very good feature of this program is you don't have to read any book. You don't have to go with CBK. You don't have to go with Sean Harris. You don't have to learn any other book of the world. The book itself, there is something called as Smart Study Guide, which is inbuilt into the program itself, broken into 100 days. And there are dedicated revision days as well. So you don't have to find separate time for revising as well. So everything is inbuilt into the program. Okay, so that's a big stuff. I can understand, guys, being a professional and going through all the old days of academic, reading heavyweight book can be a big of pain, right? So you don't have to do that, guys. Believe me, all very exam focused. That is why we call it as a smart study guide. Then there are Udemy courses as well, which I have created. I have broken this entire CISSP in 950 core concepts, and you have to just go through them, and those concepts will make sure that you are tested and you know all the each corner of the things, right? So you can also get it, and we can provide you at a very, very discounted rate, maximum discounted rate. So where to go? You have to enroll into the program. Take it easy. You don't have to fight this alone. I am here to help you. The only thing which I want you is to follow this entire program meticulously and work with your full passion. Just follow the process. Believe in the process. Just follow the process. Refer CST inbuilt notes. No other book you have to refer, and you have to practice questions parallelly. I told you there is something called as three-way handshake and all of it. And your discipline matters. Discipline is the best thing which you can ever implement for your success. The same thing applies here as well. And let me tell you finally, there is no secret recipe for CISSP. There might be people reaching out to you and saying, you know what, I have some dumps, real dumps. I have these questions. I will help you pass CISSP. I have a proxy. There's nothing like it. A lot of people are losing their money because they are just doing that. The only and only way to get through CISSP is to earn it. And how you earn it? You learn it, you practice it, you get your mindset in the right direction, and you win it. So that's how it is. Okay. So right mindset. Let me spend a little bit time with you on the mindset as well. You know how the CISSP exam comes. It's 40% concept, 60% application. There might be very, very straightforward questions to you. And if you know your things, you can answer them very, very easily. But there are going to be scenario-based questions as well, which might look like very, very heavy sometimes. But if you know your things, if you know the right way to comprehend all of this, that is where some management angle is also there. You are going to get some scenario-based questions, which are managerial questions as well. So I will help you. How do we interpret those questions? How do we do think? You have to think like a CEO. Many people say think like a manager. I would say think like a CEO. A guy who has equal foot into business as well. He has equal foot into managing other functions as well, as good as security as well. So you have to balance security versus the business. You have to find the best balance between them. And security exists to support business. End of the day, the security function has to align with the business. Very, very important to understand. And think how much security to implement. You can have a password policy which is 20 characters. No harm in that. Good to do. Everybody will appreciate. But will the people appreciate? There might be long queue. People forgetting their passwords. So it's not good, right? From that perspective, you have to implement security as per your risk posture and the kind of mindset and the risk appetite you have. That's very, very important. So this is one of the mindset which you should develop. Next thing is, don't get lost in the detail. Focus on suitability and implementation. You know what happens when people go and study CISSP and there's a new thing which is coming to them, they actually get and lost into the entire of the thing. They start digging too much, and what happens is they are lost with that particular concept. They are not able to make a progress. You have to treat CISSP as a project. It's not an operation. You know, there's a difference between a project and an operation. A project is a time-bound thing, whereas operation is always ongoing. I don't want to see you after 2 years thinking, sir, I still want to do my CISSP. Just I am planning for it. No, that's not gonna how this is gonna happen. In the next 3.5 months, you are going to clear your CISSP. That's the project here. Okay, so don't get lost in the details, and you have to plan it well. how much to study, how much not to study as well. You have entire life to study and go into each and every topic, but here you are starting this project with a particular mindset to pass it, and how much is required to pass it is also very, very important, right? So that's what. And always you have to have a mindset of eradicating the root cause as a leader. Don't be transactional, be strategic. That's very, very important in most of the questions, right? You will find that, and I will teach you how does that. Then human safety is utmost important, and you should always be focusing on improving the process, and anything which can't be measured cannot be controlled. So the first thing which comes into security is risk management. Very, very important, right? You need to understand that. Okay, in here, we are going to set up your goal, right? Are you ready for it? Do you feel this is something which excites you? And at some point of time, maybe not now, after 2 years, like if you miss this opportunity, maybe after a few years, you might be asking me the same question. Sir, I want to get my CISSP done. So why not to get it done now? Let's set up the goal. That's very important, right? So you have to make a pledge. You have to first fix your goal. If there is no goal setting, when I set a goal for people, you know what I do? I follow the SMART framework. I follow the SMART framework. It has to be measurable, it has to be specific, it has to be relevant, it has to be achievable as well. All those kind of factors, right? And it has to be time bound as well. So when I ask you, you have to write a statement and paste it on your wall, send me a snip on the group saying, I am going to get my CISSP pass on this date. That is the level of clarity I want when you fix your. Okay. The next thing is follow the CISSP success toolkit schedule meticulously. Believe me, it's nothing new. Not many people have already got certified following the same process. You can hear to them, this is a wonderful and the best program we have for passing CISSP. You just have to believe the process. And then you have to hold yourself accountable. Very, very important, guys. Let me tell you, you're not going to pass CISSP if you are not going to take 50% of your accountability. 50% as a coach, I can take it, but 50% you have to take it as a person who is going to get it. People do PhD, and the guides are just guiding them. 80% of the responsibility and the accountability is taken by the student. Okay, that is their baby. Now here it is not 20 to 80%, it's 50-50%. I am going to stand by you in all your times and help you with that. Distraction is going to come. Might be when you enroll into the program, might be somebody health is not well, there's some problems at the job, you get some change management ticket on the weekend and all of it. I am telling you, those things are going to come to you. But the only thing is you have to bounce back. If you have the ability to bounce back, once the disruption happens or some kind of distraction happens, that is the real beauty. Only those people pass CISSP. And be ready to invest yourself. I'm not talking about money and all of it. Forget, that's all small things. What I need is your time and effort. That's the biggest investment. There is nothing more than time and effort. Money is just way to compensate your time, and that's most of the time is not true. That's not matching the things. But the thing here is, do you have the passion in you to invest your time and effort? So that's most important. And get connected with me whenever you feel depressed in this entire journey, because there might be at times when you feel so. It's very common. It happens. Right now also there are like 75 students with me, and I mentor all of them. A trainer can't do it. Only a coach can take that pain to help each and everyone, give everybody suitable time, all of it, right? I'm gonna help you in that, guys. Okay. And believe me, this is the program. You can also go and check on my LinkedIn profile. You can go and check the YouTube channel, all of it. You can see there are a lot of stories, success stories. People have made their career from IT into cybersecurity. People have made their career from software development into security as well. So there are a lot of success stories which you can see, which people have. These are some of the success stories I'm putting in here for last 5 months. Only this much, right? But there are a lot. I would recommend you go and explore, right? So let me ask you this question. Are you ready for it? Are you ready to invest your time and effort into the program and want to take your career to a next level and not just being comfortable? I am telling you upfront, you are going to get out of your comfort zone, and it is only when you get out of your comfort zone, only when you grow in life. Let it be learning or let it be anything. So you have to get out of it. Simple as that. So guys, thank you very much. And let's go and spend some time on your questions and the CISSP. I can talk a lot. Feel free to ask me any questions you may have in your mind. Let's spend some time on some questions.
Everyone, please unmute and please ask questions. It could be about careers, it could be the time that you require every day. A lot of it has been, and you can see the kind of passion. All our mentors have taken this training as along with their other busy. Manoj is a BC of many organizations, but training is the passion, right? You could see that. So please do ask questions. Don't give up and say that it is difficult. And like he mentioned, some of these CISSP is gold standard, a PhD in your life. All these won't come easily, right? You will have to. Why are you doing all these things? Is it that first? I think we are figuring out that we could do it. I personally could do it, right? Irrespective of every challenges on the way. So it's a mental win first that you will go through, right? All of these difficult certifications when you crack. And then you can take on the world. We say win yourself first, then you take on the world, right? Okay, so we would want people to keep no unmute and please do ask any questions because you're going to spend your time, money, and effort, and it is you. If you are not there, and if you are not succeeding, we are not going to be happy about it.
Hello, sir. This side is Hemant Shetty.
I
Sir,
think
can you
this
hear
is
me?
Hemant, right? Go ahead, Hemant.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. First of all, thank you for wonderful presentation about this course. I am really impressed. I have two questions. One is, what is the an average salary getting who passed this course? And is there any work from home opportunities for the cyber security engineers or cyber security specialists?
Wonderful question, Hemant. Fantastic question, I would say. So, see, the kind of salary, it depends on the way you go and attend the interview, the kind of position, and the kind of requirement the company has, the kind of roles you are going to join as well, right? So those are the factors on which this depends. But I can definitely confidently tell you, at least here in India, you should be expecting a package. And I would say as a CISSP, you should not be agreeing to a package, let's say below 35 lakhs per annum. If I have to be very straightforward, but it may change. People take 60 lakhs, 70 lakhs, 80 lakhs as well. It depends on completely your smartness, the kind of roles you are going to join, the kind of work you are going to join, and all of it. So there are multiple factors to this, but on an average, I have told you this. And apart from this, outside India, I want to specifically emphasize that outside India, the opportunity is very, very huge. In UK, CISSP is by itself considered as a master degree, right? So there's a huge opportunity outside, and you will realize the kind of value of CISSP outside, because anytime you're going to deal with government, let's say with federal government, all of it, US federal government, they want people, CISSP guys in the project. And that is why even if the business don't want it, they need to get CISSP guys there, and they pay heavily for that because they make good profits out of it. So that is how this entire business of this thing goes in. So I think that answers your first question. Can I go? You raised one more question, right? Can we go with that?
Yes, sir. So, is there any opportunities for this, cybersecurity consultant who can do work from home?
Fantastic question again. Guys, there cannot be better example than myself. I left my job, a very well-established job as a director in a company, and I was driving. I was in the driving seat, and the CEO was having direct connect with me. Very good friend of mine, but even after that, I left. And you know what? On that, because we have that confidence after doing CISSP, having done my things right, we have that kind of confidence. I know even if I have no jobs today, I can get rid of that 9 to 5 culture, and I am the boss of my own time right now. I'm a virtual CISO for 2 companies right now. I am doing what I like in my life. I am following my passion because coaching people is my passion, and I am following the same. So I don't think there is any other better example which I can give it to you. And believe me, I'm not earning less what I was earning earlier. I am in there, right? And the better part is whatever we do each and every day, you invest into your own plant. You grow your own plant, right? So there will be time come when it will start fetching you fruits, and that's how it happens, right? All of the time. So that's my response to do to that, Hemant. I hope you like that answer.
Yes, thank you so much, sir.
Great. Okay, guys. Any other questions for me?
Yeah, hi sir, Lokesh here. Sir, my question is regarding about the CISSP endorsement. So, what is the process that we have to follow, and how it is going to be get accomplished?
Okay, wonderful, guys. So let me tell you, right? When you get the CISSP certification exam cleared, within 24 hours, you get an email from ISC2, and there will be a link in that thing. It will land you to a particular website of their own, right? That is where there is an endorsement application you have to fill. There are 2 important things which you have to consider. Number one, you have to give your supervisor personal email ID. I would say you should give personal email ID and the phone number. So that is one thing. The second thing you will need is a CISSP who is in a good standing. All right, just like I have it. I told you I already have done more than 207 endorsements, right? So you need these 2 people. The supervisor, what will happen is out of 100 applications, 5% of them are going through some audit process. They are randomly picked. And if you are lucky enough, your number is there in that 5%, then what will happen at the most? They are going to write down an email to your supervisor, the kind of email ID and the phone number you gave, right? They are going to send that email to that particular guy, and that guy has to return back affirmatively saying, yes, whatever is stated by Mr. XYZ, right? That's right. He has done this. Only that much is required, and once he go and approve it, done. Your audit is clear. On the other hand, most of the endorsement are cleared because your CISSP guy itself is giving a strong recommendation to you. So whenever I go through any endorsement, I help people fill out the application as well, and attach the relevant documentation. You need to have 5 years of working experience in cybersecurity, in at least 2 domains of cybersecurity, which is very important. So I'm going to validate your documentations, all of it. And if I'm comfortable, then I go and endorse you. So that's how the normal thing happens. And I have created a step-by-step video on this entire thing. You can find it. I can send you that link as well for that video. And that's how it's a very structured way, hardly a 10 minutes walk, which you have to go and do it on the application, and then you click. In case, let's say you don't find a particular guy who can endorse you, you can also reach out to ISC2 directly to endorse you. So that is also one of the provision which is there. So it's not a big thing. Let me tell you upfront. It's not a big thing. The big thing is to get into program, spend your time and effort and clear it. Rest all is not a challenge, what I would say. And let me also add up one more thing. Let's say if any one of you do not have 5 years of experience, then what we do with that? You can also go with something called as ISC2 associate membership. So you can definitely showcase on your resume and everything. That's a very good, proof for your employer that this guy is really invested to develop his own career and everything, and he's passionate about it. He's reading and everything. So that is one thing you can do. And then let's say you have only 2 years of experience, you will get next 6 years to endorse your rest of the years as an experience. The moment you complete your 5 years of experience, then automatically you will get CISSP certified. Okay. Apart from this, if you have already done an engineering degree and you have gone through some certifications as well, then what will happen is this can give you 1 year waiver as well. So you don't need to go with 5 years of experience, even 4 years of experience, it will help you. But that thing has to be shown in the application as a waiver. And you need to attach the relevant degree and those things out there. Recently, one of my students called as Miraj, and he has done it from Bangalore MVIT itself, right? His engineering degree. The moment he cleared, like he was around like 3.5 years, he took 1 year waiver and then he passed CISSP. Now I endorsed him yesterday itself. So very much doable. Endorsement is not a big thing. The thing is your commitment, I would say.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Sure, Lokesh. I think that answers. Any other questions? I'm happy to take.
Okay. Any other questions from the chat? Yes, all are clear. All are clear on CISSP? Because it's a major step that you're going to take. Amazing opportunities like what Mano. I am mute. I'll go through that. Are you able to hear me, Nikesh? Because we are in the
Yes,
same
ma'am.
room.
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay. And guys, I'm not sure how many of you have already visited Reva faculties and the infrastructure here. It's wonderful, and that's what I say. I am almost nothing here. You have seen my work. You might have gone through my LinkedIn profile as well. Believe me, guys, I am nothing as compared to them. Those are the kind of mentors we have here. Everybody is a champion in their area, and everybody is committed to help you guys. Believe me, that's the kind of environment we have. Everybody is so passionate here, right? So passionate. So you can understand, right, what environment you are going to get once you get attached with it. You are going to cherish it with your entire life. That is what I can give you. I have experienced the same, and you are going to experience the same.
Ma'am, you're on mute.
Are you able to hear me? Because we have the
Yes.
we have two things here. Okay. You can see the screen, right? Okay. Now, after the CISSP, we are going to look at CII also, because a lot of people come to us telling that our program is expensive and all that. But if you see here, though we don't want to tell any directly any of the other institutes, but we thought it will be useful for you to do a due diligence and compare and contrast what is that we provide. First is that we are a university, we are not an institute. That makes a lot of difference, because there is a dedicated structure in terms of assessments and evaluation. Like Sandeep, Manoj mentioned that there is a strict evaluation process by ISC Square, that is why CISSP is one of the highest regarded certification. If the same thing, if there is no evaluation, there is no assessment, and you are self-certifying just because no, you are clearing some of the internal exams, etc. I think the validity of the certificate is not being taken very seriously by the organizations. But when you get an advanced diploma in cybersecurity, which includes CISSP from university like REVA or REVA Academy for Corporate Excellence, what you get to see is that entire ecosystem, right? What Manoj mentioned. We have 5+ mentors dedicated for this program, along with Manoj, who has stellar experience in CISSP. Another thing is that you will get 2 LMS access. One is that we have a custom curated LMS on CISSP Success Toolkit. Plus, you will also get RAISE LMS access, where everything is being, you can map your progress. That is important, right? And everything is custom curated. You don't have to go around and keep making your own notes, etc. Everything is being custom curated. And 150 hours. There is no shortcut to success. I have never seen, other than maybe people who are born in a rich family. All of us have to work very hard through our journey. Now, if there is a coach, if there are mentors like Manoj and everyone else here who is going to show you that path, and you trust us, then your way to that success becomes more clear and more easier for you. And we keep saying this, like Manoj mentioned, that if you walk along with us, if you take one step, we will ensure that we are walking along with you, or we are taking 2 steps on behalf of you, right? So that support is always. Whereas a lot of other institutes, I think, first of all, it's mass programs, and there is no large number of people, and it's a one-way traffic. You can't even chat there. You can't even raise your voice here. Here, for us, asking question is an indication that our program is successful. If you are not asking questions, if you are not interacting, we feel that the whole thing went in a monologue way and nobody understood anything, right? So for us, interaction, dialogues, a two-way communication is the key to success. Because otherwise, how do we know what you understood? How are you contextualizing in your area of work, right? So it is important. And that's what we would promote here. And along with one diploma, you will also get CISSP certification readiness. You will also get privacy management and InfoSec. So if you are going and attending ISO 27001 2022 separately, you will have to again go as an auditor, implementer, and then there are multiple the projects that you have to do to become very skilled in that area. Here, along with the projects that we have customized, that you will get to see that you could create this 3 hats: CISSP expert, an InfoSec implementer, and a privacy expert. So 3-in-1 program. That's where university would come in and will give you an advanced diploma. And we hope that almost 100% of you will clear CISSP. If not, you will get an advanced diploma, right? So 2 certifications in one go, and with all the help, putting that in a resume. It's not just certification about the skills. And as we mentioned, once you join our program, you are part of us lifetime, right? Because again, it's a university. And so this is the registration link. I am hoping that who are here, some of you are registered. Those who are still not, please ensure that it is being registered. I'm just keeping it for a minute here. This is QR code. You can scan and get in and register and get into our website. And our team is also standby if anyone is interested to know right now, that you can create a one-on-one call with us, and we will help you through the registration process. One more thing that we didn't much discuss initially is the ISO part of it, and so let me just go there quickly. ISO part of it and the data privacy part of it, which is this, right? So if you see that from the 8 domains, there is a transition into this, because again, I think CISSP starts again with risk understanding. Even the cybersecurity or the InfoSec part also starts there. He mentioned about incident response, and the whole process of incident response is also part of ISO. And ISO 20022 has 9 more controls been added. and we have updated our program content based on that. And here the best part of this, along with the certifications, that we would get onto the practical case studies, which is mentioned. So among hundreds of controls, at least about 3 or 4 areas, which we have tentatively put here: user access management, network security, data classification. So some of these would be, we would help you to implement in a cloud scenario, in a multiple cloud, say Azure and AWS. So you would know how to go and not just be an, you can be an auditor, you can be an implementer with this program. And if required, you can go and do ISO certification as well. Another important thing is DPDP, and this is also very, very well connected. Today, we have to define what is the privacy landscape, what kind of regulations are affecting your organization. Are you GDPR compliant? Are you a HIPAA compliant? Are you PCI DSS compliant? Depending on the context. And each of this requires data privacy to be implemented, right? So understanding how and what and exactly doing that, doing again, enabling and implementing is what we have put together. While there are a lot of jargons and acronyms, etc., but our interest would be, because it's a 24 hours program, that we would take you to implement data privacy in an Azure environment or in an AWS environment, and we would also look at some of the security part of it, where multi-cloud implementation of your data privacy, DPDP compliant, how do you become, is what we have, right? So it's a very powerful program which you would not typically see in the market. To get into these 3 levels, you will have to do multiple courses. At the end of it, still you don't, and most of these courses are being taught theoretically. Here we would do an implementation project, right? So with this, we have this stellar panel that we have set. Manoj has been humble, but then all of us are on the helping you to reach and the kind of the career transitions that people are enjoying here, and we are really truly grateful that we are able to help each of you, right? Dr. Ram is a very famous name in the community. You can again follow him on LinkedIn. He has been InfoSec veteran in the field. Again, defined, designed, implemented, monitored, improved InfoSec practices across organizations. Right now, he is one of the large automotive company taking care of their vulnerability management program. Sandeep Vijayaraghavan is, since they are managed services partners, they implement ISO or multiple other frameworks, right? So they are also going to be part of it. Sridhar is again in a crypto land, DPDP and the privacy laws are much more rigorous, because it involves money, and it involves anonymity, it involves a lot of blockchain-based privacy programs. So Sridhar has been getting, in fact, he is just now received, last week he received Data Privacy Leader of the Year, one of the topmost award from DSEI, just last week. So he's incidentally doing a PhD with us, right? So all of these mentors are passionate, not just sharing, but also learning and proving that there is no age to learning, there is no end to learning, right? And Dr. Paris is again, he in fact he does a lot of implementation consulting work. I work very closely with Dr. Paris in implementing some of the ISO controls for some of the large organizations, and amazing, amazing. So it's not just implementation. He would also create, a complete dashboard for CISO level and see that how you can, understand the gaps, implement all the controls and give a one pane of glass view of your organization on your risk score in a visually dramatic. I think all of them have achieved great success in their own area and have been shared. So you are in the safe hands, and you are, if whatever that you would require, we are here to help. Okay. So with that, I hope the session has been useful. And one more thing I wanted to show you is that along with CyberNows, you will also get, we started actually, so one of the onboarding of one of the LMs. This is what I know. This we just started off. So whoever have registered already got access to CISSP toolkit, and they already started pre-readings and everything else, right? So please ensure that you you join, because we are starting the sessions immediately. And for anything that you would require, we would request you to complete the process. Okay. Any questions you want to? I'm muting because the same system here. Anyone has any questions on the program overall? Yes. Yes, no, at least you can say no. Because we say, if this is in an online space, you know how all your meetings are. We are muted and we say good morning and then say bye. I do not have right now. Thanks, Manish. Okay. We look forward to see you in the program. And Lokesh is already registered. You must come to the campus, okay? And everyone else, if it is all clear, we are glad that you joined the program and got little better, right? More than what you got up today. I think you got little more sensitized to the world of cybersecurity. We are glad that you did. Okay. So thanks everyone. Then let us close, and our team will reach out to you for further steps.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Happy learning, everyone. Thank you.